welcome back to Glitter Budget with your hosts, Ann Jeanette.
And Jess.
And in today's episode, this is our final Tim Burton movie that we're discussing. Sad face. But it is Corpse Bride.
Yeah.
So, I like this movie. I thought it was really cute.
I liked it. Been a while since I've seen it. But,
Yeah.
obviously it was co-directed by Tim Burton, Michael Johnson.
Correct.
So they both got semi-equal credit in comparison to
Yeah.
A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
The characters were done by Tim Burton and Carlos Grangle.
The characters were done?
Huh?
The characters were done?
I know it was based off of...
Oh, it was, but yeah, right. It was based off of a folk tale.
Yeah. Excuse me. But, so I don't know if... Sorry, within that folk tale, I mean, there were so many other characters in the movie, I highly doubt. Like, they had to have created additional characers, you know what I mean?
Okay, all right. So, yeah, the characters were done. Sorry, I didn't read that part. I was reading other stuff.
It's okay. Screenplay was done by John August, Carolyn Thompson, who had worked with Tim Burton on several other movies,
Yes.
and Pamela Petler.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a lot of hands in a pot.
Yes. But this is a stop motion animation film, so
Yes.
there's a lot of people involved in making this movie happen.
Yeah.
I think.
Took like 55 weeks to film and 189,000 frames.
Insanity.
Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
But this movie came out in 2005. So other events that had happened in that year, YouTube launched. So if you are
Hey.
watching this right now on YouTube, it's been around for quite some time.
Which I didn't realize.
15 years. Yeah. Been that long. Dear God. Yeah. And the
Alright.
first video was me at the zoo,
Oh.
which was uploaded I think a few months later after it launched. But also Doctor Who, one of the shows that we both love and adore, was revived because it originally started in the 60s.
Yes,
And it
did.
was
originally
revived.
black and white.
Yeah. And very cheesy, hokey kind of.
What was that? It stopped in like the early 90s?
Stop.
I want to say I think it was like the late 80s, early 90s it
Yeah,
stopped.
probably. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. My dad was a massive Doctor Who fan. Of course, Tom Baker's Doctor Who is most
Yeah,
people's
the fourth Doctor.
Yeah, the fourth Doctor. I remember we had a Doctor Who pinball machine
Oh
in
my
the
God.
house. I played that thing all the time, and anytime like you hit the right spot, the dogs would come out, scream exterminate, and then it would just launch out a ton of different pinballs. The thing was so cool.
Oh,
It was
that sounds awesome.
It was a
And
lot
also
of fun.
terrifying.
It was intense.
Yeah.
It was good.
But and then also that was the year that Hurricane Katrina hit the United States.
Changed New Orleans forever.
Yeah, it changed a lot of things forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't realize it was that long ago.
I didn't realize. I thought it was earlier in the aughts.
Because it was I blur it all together. I blur 9/11, I blur Katrina, I blur like a lot of Bush events
Right.
together. I don't know. It was at a time in my life when I don't remember a lot,
I
to be completely honest.
remember very little from that time.
Yes.
Very little.
Oh well.
Oops.
Oopsie.
Mhm.
Any hoozle. So this movie, was like we said, came out in 2005. It's another stop motion animation similar to The Nightmare Before Christmas, and like this the co-director, what was his name?
Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson. He had the more hands-on directing part of the
Actual
co-director.
directing.
Like he was actually pretty much.
Yeah.
I think they learned their lesson from the previous experience with Nightmare Before Christmas, where that director was did literally everything, just trying to do it in Tim Burton's vision,
Right.
when Tim Burton just came up with the poem that it was based off of.
Right.
And this one, Tim Burton helped come up with some of the characters, but it's based off of an old folk tale. And Tim Burton kind of like, he was the one behind like the emotional feel of it, but Mike Johnson did everything else. Like, he worked with the crew
Yeah.
and everything, and he did everything else. He did the actual directing part.
Yes. I think it was the first film that Johnny Depp had done a
Sorry.
voiceover for. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this was the first. And while he was doing the voice of this, he was also filming Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. So, which is, I don't know. That has to definitely be, I think Tim Burton was saying he must have felt a little bit like schizophrenic. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's two drastically different characters playing at the same time. Like, it's got to be really hard to like switch it on, switch it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he was Willy Wonka by day, and then he was Victor by night. And it's just like, what do you do with that?
So, yeah, surprised how short it was, but also like rewatching it. I thought it was supposed to be like for kids, which technically I guess it is, right?
Corpse Bride? Yeah. Well, no.
Right.
But also,
that's
yes.
Yeah, that's like, so it was kind of like that thing when we were talking about Drop Dead Fred when they were trying to like pitch it. It's like, is it a kids film? Is it not a kids film? We don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that way with this movie because I mean, obviously, like it's about him marrying a corpse, you know, essentially due to by
Well,
accident.
Yeah, he accidentally. She is the corpse bride, because part of the story was that she found this guy that she kind of fell head over heels for. There were some red flags that were raised, but she
Yeah.
fell anyway. And then on the night of their wedding, he kills her.
Right, to take her dowry, right? Her money,
Yeah, like
essentially.
so all of her jewelry and everything was gone, and he's kind of like a Black Widow type character where he just kills the people that he tries to marry. And yeah, so that's what ends up happening to her. So she is actually a corpse
Yeah.
bride when she dies. Oh, well, no, she's a bride when she dies. She becomes the corpse bride.
But she made a vow to herself
Yeah,
that, you know, if anybody put a ring on it,
essentially.
that was going to be it.
Yep. So if they put a ring in it, they're going to like it. And it's kind of the opposite of the actual song.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah. Didn't sound
So,
right.
I know. That's the
I
point.
But
But
no,
yeah.
but like, I don't know, just the whole premise though of like her dragging him back down to like essentially the underworld and like the whole song, he's like, you know, where am I? Like, am I dead? And they're like, we have a live one.
Yeah.
Do you have a dead brother? Like,
Yeah.
but then the whole song though too of like basically like we all come here when we die. Just this, it's a lesson that kids got to learn eventually.
Yeah.
But I was like that.
I think it's there's a lot more, like, in terms of stuff like that, it's more of a subliminal message, like, but kind of a little bit more overt than that. It's
Yeah.
just a fun way for kids to learn about death and acceptance and stuff like that, even though it's not really fun to learn about that kind of stuff.
No, but yeah, they had to make light out of it. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it was still like, I thought it was a cute little thing, and you really hate Lord Barkus.
oh god, yeah,
He's the guy that ends up, he kills Emily, who is the corpse bride, and he's trying to take Victoria. So I think it was kind of cute that it was Victor or Victoria.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. I don't know how.
I don't know either. But so the story is that Victor is the son of the nouveau riche. They are fishmongers. They're fish
Yeah.
people.
They have money.
They have money, but they're not old school money, which is like Victoria's parents are old school money, but the kick is they are broke. So the only reason that they are marrying off their daughter is so they can be saved from going to the poorhouse.
Yes. So So they don't even know each other. Like, this is the first time they ever meet was
Yeah.
like the night before their wedding.
So the rehearsal dinner, the rehearsal wedding, is when they're meeting, and it's back in a time when women were not allowed to be alone with an unmarried man.
Right.
So they always had to have a chaperone. So both like Victoria's parents are very like they're very snooty. They don't like Victor's parents or Victor.
No.
Because they're disgusted with the fact of the nouveau riche, but they're like, is there anything worse than the nouveau riche? And then the husband, Victoria's dad, is kind of like, well, how about
We're
us?
poor.
Yeah.
We're poor.
Like lords and ladies that are fucking broke, but we're pretending not to be,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't know. I thought like the whole thing was kind of cute, but at the same time, like looking at it as an adult, I'm like, they were just sold off like cattle.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, kind of par for the course back then,
yeah.
That the women would have a dowry
Yeah.
that they would pay the man. I'm going to pay you. Sorry, I almost died.
It's not the Rona.
It's not the Rona, I swear to God. I'm just dying. Completely unrelated to anything else.
Okay.
But anyway,
Take a drink.
they say that I'm going to pay you to marry my daughter, which is a dowry.
Yes. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. The whole thing, to me, like, I hate the whole woman is, back then women were property and, we married you off. You're only good for one thing. But, I don't know, the whole, like, they were both in the same boat. So, I mean, they were kind of cute in that way, is that they were both in the same boat. They both were getting stuck with someone they didn't want to
Oh, God.
be with in lieu of, like, the corpse bride and her with, like, that tool.
Yeah. I mean, they were both, like, hesitant about being in an arranged marriage. They both kind of wanted to marry someone that they loved. And Victoria was, like, asking her own parents, like, well, you guys have to like each other, right? They're like, no, we don't.
You have to basically, like, tolerate each other at that point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but thought it was kind of funny too, like rewatching it, like as an adult. I'm like, this is a movie about how some bitch took another bitch's man.
Yeah. But then she realized, she's like, I can't be the bitch that takes the other bitch's man.
Yeah, yeah, because I think originally like, he was just gonna accept the fact that he was tied to her. Because
Yeah.
like he did escape, which was kind of like, instead of just telling her, hey, listen, like one, I'm alive, so that's a fucking problem, and two, like I'm sorry, like I'm set to be married to somebody else, like this was a mistake. He was just
Yeah.
like, oh, I feel like I should introduce you to my parents.
Yeah.
So let's get topside and I'll totally introduce you to the fam. Just wait right here. It's like, I'm going to go out for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
And he fucking ditched her to like, try to explain to Victoria what happened or whatever. But, she finds him and just all of a sudden turns into like psycho of just like, he's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Says the magic words. They're back in the under. I was like, oh my.
Yeah. And then he comes out with the, like, I would never marry you. And she's like, very upset, as anyone would be.
Yeah.
And then she gets down on herself, saying that, like, oh, well, if she were alive, then he would love her.
Yeah.
And her friends are like, no, being alive's overrated. It's stupid. Breathing is dumb. Which I think is really cute. It was the Black Widow spider and
Yeah.
the worm that lived inside her skull, whose voice is made to impersonate Peter Lorre, who was an old Hollywood
Yes.
actor who very much I can get inside his head if you want to. Like
That's a very good impersonation.
Yeah, that's that's him. And I don't even know what kind of accent that is, other than saying it's Peter Lorre.
Right.
But it
is its own.
Yeah, it's like it's such a distinct, to the point where I'm like, that has to be him. And then I looked up the voice. I'm like, that's not that guy. The fuck is that?
Yeah, but it's fucking close though, and like, I mean, the impersonation of it,
Yeah.
it's almost spot on.
But, oh yeah. Mhm.
But I was like, I don't know, I felt kind of bad because you could tell she was like trying to be someone that she wasn't, and trying to look presentable as he's like poking her eye out to like see what was going on.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, let me just put that back in.
Yeah, it was
It's just,
cute.
it was kind of one of those things of like someone that just desperately wants to be loved
Yeah.
and wants that kind of like, lasting love.
Hmm.
So, and then, two people who can fall in love kind of under crazy circumstances and realize that, maybe there's something more here than just being forced upon each other.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool though too, like when everyone like went topside that, they sought out like their loved ones and it was kind of like a
Yeah,
last goodbye
that was
kinda
really
thing.
cute. That was nice. Kind of wonder why they wouldn't go topside more often. Just I don't know if it's like so at the end of the movie she says like you set me free because like she's throughout the movie she's trying to obviously get with Victor and um there's a thing where like if there's like a loophole in their marriage contract because he did put a ring on it incidentally. But the loophole is that it's till death do us part, and death already parted her.
Right.
So technically, their marriage is not valid. And she's worried that if Victor finds out, he's going to hightail it. But he does find out. Because at this point, Victoria's parents have already arranged for her to marry Lord Barkis.
Right. Which he finds out, of course.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, well, she's already moved on, so I'm going to move on too. And he's like, I'll do it. And he realizes the consequences are that he would have to die. So part of the whole marriage ceremony is that, like, with this candle, I light your darkness. With this hand, blah blah blah. With like, I'll with this cup, I'll be your wine. I don't know, shit like that.
Something like, I don't know. It's the whole thing.
There's a candle, there's wine, and there's a hand
And a ring.
Yes. With this ring, I thee wed.
Yeah.
That's the only part I remember. But, instead of wine, it's poison.
Yes.
So they bring all of the ghosts topside for this marriage ceremony, and that's when shit goes down. Everyone meets their loved ones. Blah blah blah. Victoria finds out that Victor is going to marry this other girl, and Emily, the corpse bride, sees Victoria looking all like heartbroken in the corner, and she's like, "Oh my god, I can't do this. Like, I was supposed to be a bride, and it was taken away from me. I can't do that to someone else."
Yeah.
Which is very mature. And Lord Barkis, at this point, has found out that Victoria's parents don't have any money, so he's not going to get any money.
But they're already married.
Yeah, they're already married at this point, so he's trying to get any kind of satisfaction that he can, and he's just going to, like, fuck up everyone else's day. So Emily sees him as like, oh my god, it's you.
Yeah. She realizes that was her killer.
And all of the ghosts and whatever want to get even with him. But one of the elder ghosts is like, no, we're in their realm. We can't do it. So Barkis is like gloating in front of Emily, going, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. How does it feel? Blah, 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 blah. And he drinks the cup of what he thinks is wine, but it's poison, so he dies.
Like how everyone was just like,
they're like, oh,
have that drink.
Oh, we didn't know it was.
We didn't know. Was
poison.
it good?
That's silly.
Is it smooth going down?
So then when he dies, then they can take care of him. But my point being, at the end of this, Emily says, you've set me free. She becomes butterflies.
Oh.
So does that mean that everyone in the underworld, because there's a surprisingly few amount of people in the underworld, just given how many people would die?
Well, I mean, what they
So is that more of a limbo?
Oh, maybe.
And that when she becomes butterflies / died or whatever, that's them ascending to some kind of afterworld?
Right. I don't know.
Afterlife?
They brought up that kind of imagery in several movies. So, like, that felt good.
It did.
So her turning into butterflies, wow. Ichabod Crane had let go, I think, of a bird or a butterfly. Like that.
A
cardinal. And there was another one in a different film where I think another butterfly or something was released. So, like, there's a couple different, like, in these different movies, the imagery of something being let go.
Right.
Or set free.
Yes.
So it's, I don't know. I think it's like another Tim Burton type. I don't want to say trademark, but there's definitely something there.
I think that, but also, like, something had to have happened to her. Like my theory is that it's like a limbo of sorts, that they have people that have unfinished business
Yeah.
or whatever, and that's why I think that when they go topside and they say hi or whatever to their loved ones, or like bye, since some of them might not have been able to.
Yeah.
Like Mayhew, he was the coach driver for Victor's
Yeah.
parents. When he went topside, he finally got to say goodbye to the person that he worked with,
Right.
like his friend, because he just died all of a sudden. So that's my theory of the movie. I don't know if that's correct or
I mean, it
whatever. It
makes
just makes the
sense.
most sense for
Yeah.
why she turns into butterflies. And why these people go to this place when, like, there can't be a newcomer only every few days or whatever. Like, everyone's so excited, like, oh my god, newcomer. Like, if it were legit, they'd be like,
True.
holy
Another one.
like another one. Can people just stop fucking dying? You
That
know what I
makes
mean?
sense.
So I like, that's what I think, but I don't know. And I'm assuming that they would just get to, people like Barkus would just get to be tortured the entire time. They're in like a purgatory of sorts,
Right.
but not necessarily hell.
Well, it looked like a fun purgatory, at least.
Well, I would say purgatory for him, limbo for everyone else.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know the difference between purgatory and limbo. But to me, just the way that they sound, limbo sounds more neutral-sided,
Right.
and purgatory sounds more tortury, not greatness.
True.
And then there's, if you want to believe it, heaven or hell.
No. Yeah. I could buy into that.
Yeah.
I get it. Picking up what you're laying down.
See, I can think of things
You think of plenty of things.
sometimes. But yeah, so this movie, like we said, stop motion, so you can see a lot of the way that it's made. Like,
Yeah.
especially like for in the beginning, when everyone's kind of doing their daily duties.
Yeah.
You can see the cat's tail, the way that it goes back and forth. It's very mechanical.
Yes.
And Mayhew with his friend are like chopping fish and like putting it into a bucket. And the fish, the bucket, the barrel that they're taking the fish from, and the bucket into which the halved fish are going into, they never change space or volume or anything like that.
Right.
So it just keeps going, which I think it was kind of interesting. But you're looking at it and you're like, oh god. But it's,
I guess they were saying like some parts of the sets that were big enough that you could almost crawl into, like you could almost fit into it.
yeah.
Because like the puppets were almost like 9 to 11 inches tall.
Mm-hmm.
And then something that I thought was interesting is that they had used precision crafted clockwork heads. So instead of just the removable interchangeable heads for stop motion and mouths, it was literally like a crank. Like you had to crank the back of the head for basically more precision and just more precise movements. But they said it was so painstakingly, like, it was just a nightmare, to the point where some of the crew legitimately had nightmares
Oh
about
god.
getting like their head turned.
I can only imagine, because in other stop motion animations, like in Wallace and Gromit, where like you can clearly tell that their jaw is something that is like removable and they put on a different one.
Right.
And then in the other one, in like Nightmare Before Christmas, they have removable heads.
Yeah.
So, but in this one, they have, it's, they upped the technology with how they can do it, but it's,
At what cost?
yeah, at what cost, we ask you. But I mean, the effect I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it looked damn good.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting. I thought that, like, just like the texture of the movie looked really cool too.
Yeah.
The texture, the feel, the way that they did all of the imagery and everything in it too. It just seemed really, really cool. Like I like the scene where Victor is getting ready to marry Emily. So they have all these spiders down in this
Yeah.
whatever the fuck world. And they're sewing his suit back together because in the tumble from the land of the living down to where they are, his suit got tore up.
Yeah, dude. He would miss.
So he wasn't fit to be a good groom. So they had to fix him up. and they're sewing his little suit and everything. It's like really cool.
It was adorable, but it did look very smooth though, like that scene.
Oh yeah, like it just really cute.
Yeah, and despite the fact that they were animated spiders, they still creeped me out. I fucking hate spiders that much. I was like,
Her with her little lady fangs.
no.
She's not going to have fun when we have to do Arachnophobia, the movie.
No,
We
I'm
don't
not.
know when that movie's going to happen. But if I have to watch your horror films,
I'm going to try to be very selective with that, okay?
I selected one, and you didn't like it, because it's the only one that I've seen. So if I have to watch all of yours, you have to watch my one.
Fine. I said I would.
I'm just saying.
I said I would.
Okay, but if you can't handle animated lady spiders,
No, it's going to be awful. I will have nightmares for weeks.
maybe like get drunk.
It's not going to help any. How's that going to help?
I don't know. CBD it.
She's going to take some CBD oil, put it in the beer,
Yes.
and then
There
I'll
you
just be,
go.
terrified, but I won't be able to show it.
Exactly. You'll just you'll have that locked in syndrome. That'd be absolutely terrifying. It's like when
Yeah.
you have sleep paralysis.
Oh, I've had
Holy
that. It's
fuck.
awful.
That is the worst thing ever.
It's so
ever,
bad.
ever.
Yeah.
I don't like it. The shit that you can hallucinate.
So I will watch Arachnophobia for you,
I love you.
and I will also try to pick non-gory, scary movies.
Yeah, I don't know. Gore for gore's sake is not my cup of tea. Actually, most horror films, if I'm being honest, I'm just like, thrillers I can do. I like
Like
thrillers.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes, I like Silence
So
of the Lambs.
that was gonna be one that I was gonna pick.
I could do that one. I could do
Alright.
that one. Is that classified as a horror film?
I don't really. Yeah, technically. Really? Yeah. I mean, I think it could go either way.
I don't know. I'm into serial killers though, so that we'll put that under serial killer movies.
That's fine. So I had a hard time narrowing it down.
Oh fuck!
So I'll just slide something else in there.
Damn it!
It'll be fine.
I made my bed. Fuck it.
I will try not to do too many slasher films. How about that?
All right. Fine. Whatever. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. This was our last Tim Burton film.
Yes.
There were other honorable mentions.
Yeah. Well, so many Tim Burton films. Like
He had
there'd
a
be no
lot.
way.
Yeah, he had a lot.
I want to say it was like 30 or 35 that he's directed.
It's more than we can watch
Yes.
and talk about. Well, we could watch, but we probably shouldn't talk about. But there was Sweeney Todd. There was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Ed
Wood.
Wood.
There was the
Alice.
Alice in Wonderland,
Alice
Alice
with
with the Looking Glass,
Miss.
Peregrine's Home
Thank you.
for Unfortunate Events or something. I don't know what it's called.
Big
For
Eyes.
peculiar children.
Children, yes.
I don't know why peculiar is a word that I have a hard time saying, as well as colloquialism.
They're hard words.
They are.
Like,
Why are they a thing?
I don't know, but they are.
Onomatopoeia, I can say.
I don't know.
Remember how we use that word so much as children?
Yeah.
And we do not use it at all, like buzz. That's what onomatopoeia is. A word that, like a sound that sounds how it's spelled.
Oh.
I can't fucking spell it, though. But I remember learning about that so much. Same thing with quicksand. Like, I thought that was going to be a bigger issue. I've not come across quicksand once.
No, but to be fair, yeah, you're right. It was just definitely like you better watch out.
It stop, drop, and roll.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you might need it one day.
Maybe, but like, I don't know. Can you imagine thinking, oh, stop, drop, and roll when you're on fire?
True. I don't know. Maybe they ingrained it into us so much that it'll just be an automatic response.
Do they still teach children that?
I think so.
Do we have a child to interrogate? No?
No.
Yeah, I don't know any children either. It's probably for the best because little shitlings.
Anyways, so he directed Big Eyes,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Big Eyes. That was fucking weird.
the fish one.
Big Fish?
Yes.
So you
That
did
was his,
two
right?
big ones?
I think so.
Big Eyes and Big Fish?
I think.
I don't know if
Shut
he
up.
did Big Fish.
I don't know if he did either. I thought he did, but maybe not. I don't know. His most recent one was Dumbo.
Ah,
That was last year. He came out with that last year, and again, like we had mentioned before, want to watch it, cry like a baby. I know. I fucking teared up so hard just watching the goddamn previews.
yeah, I'm not doing
I
that.
fucking love elephants to begin with, and then that just whole story. I'm gonna cry. I will watch it though.
Do you like elephants more than cows?
Oh yeah. Fucking love those goddamn things.
You don't have elephant shit all over your house, though. You have cow paraphernalia, like, out the butt.
I do.
How? How do you like elephants more? Where's the evidence? Where's the proof? Where are the receipts?
I don't have receipts, but I guarantee you, if you show me a video of a baby elephant, I will cry.
So they just pull at your heartstrings
Oh
more
my
than
god!
cows
Listen,
do.
when we went to this Baltimore Zoo last summer, and I
Uh-huh.
felt bad because it was legit like 95 degrees outside. It was awful, awful. But I was like, no, we're going to the zoo. I want to go to the zoo. Hadn't been there in probably over 10 years. So we went to the zoo, and they had expanded, from what I remember anyway, like their African plains type setup. So, and an elephant that was like right up by the fence,
Okay.
and somebody had, I guess, was like trying to feed it some grapes. So there were some grapes on the ground. He took his little fucking trunk. It was like, he was just like feeling around with the little trunk. It was like eating it. I was
Oh.
like, this is so cute.
She's tearing up right now as we speak, thinking about how cute it is.
It was adorable. Will was too busy dying of heat exhaustion to care.
Well,
I really
That's
don't
what he
blame
gets.
him. But like, oh my god, like I just sat there melting like, it's so precious. Yeah.
interesting.
Like if I would pay good money, so much money, to just chill with baby elephant. But I'm
Okay.
not willing to travel to the countries that I could make that happen.
Yeah, they got some deadly creatures in those countries.
Yeah. But if I ever had the opportunity to just, I would legit just cry the whole time. Like I would just cry the entire time.
You're not much of a crier.
I'm not, but those goddamn things are so fucking precious.
Now I'm going to abuse that.
I know.
I'm going to show you some fucking baby elephants.
I'm gonna watch it too.
Here I am, a fool, thinking that all of your cow paraphernalia means that you fucking like cows.
I do
And
love
I'm
cows.
showing you all the cow shit. And then you're just like, no, I'm really an elephant lover.
The video of the elephant that was chasing the birds, and then he falls and runs back over to his mom, and his mom's like, "Dumbass."
Yeah. That was really cute. He's like, Mama, the bird tripped me.
Yep.
You tripped over your own goddamn feet, Edward.
Anyways, we're super off topic. So
Anyway,
Tim Burton, check out some of his other films.
there aren't a lot of them that you can... There are some that you can stream.
Yeah.
This one in particular, you have to rent.
You can stream Sweeney Todd.
Yes, you can stream
Sweeney Todd?
You can stream Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
But Corpse Bride, I believe you would have to rent.
Yes.
I have it on DVD, so I was able to watch it. But yes.
Yes.
So anyway, if you like our vibe, please like and subscribe. We have all of our social medias down in the description box below. And we will see you on our next episode. Okay? Bye-bye.